Hey gang, so I decided to create a video today instead of just the normal text message that I share on Facebook. Today I want to talk about some basics of clean eating and how important meal planning, grocery shopping, and food prepping is. I think this is really what has helped me stick to eating clean and, help me see the results that I have seen over the last few months. I want you to realize before I even get started that this is a lifestyle. This is not a diet that I'm on. This is how I want to eat. And this is how, if you are interested, don't think of it as a diet. It's a lifestyle. And it's just the way that you want to eat, to feel your body, to feel good, to feel happy, to make yourself just feel better. So, first, we're going to talk about eating clean. Excuse me. So, some of the basics that I have definitely stuck to is that I eat 5 to 6 meals a day. Every meal consists of a lean protein and a complex carb. I eat basically no processed foods. I do buy some packaged foods, but they have to have 5 ingredients or less. I don't eat any white stuff anymore, pretty much. No white breads, no white flour. I don't cook with flour very often anyways. I'm not a big baker to begin with, so that wasn't that hard for me to do. I'm definitely eating a ton more fruits and veggies, and that has really helped me to stick with this because it is not that hard. It's not as hard as it probably seems, and what's helped make it easier is planning. Planning, and sticking to it every week. If you're not going to stick to the meal planning and actually eat what you plan to eat, then you're going to waste money on food and you're not going to feel successful. You're not going to feel good. So definitely, suggest that you kind of do what I do if this is something that you're very interested in and that, that's what you want to do. So first, let's talk about meal planning. I love this quote that failing to plan is planning to fail. If you don't plan out, I've learned, for me, for sure, that if I don't plan on Sundays, Saturday or Sunday, usually Sundays for me, then my whole week kind of is all over the place and I really, don't feel successful. You see here at the bottom, this is my template. I suggest you create or find a template that works for you. There's many templates online. There's many meal plans online. You can buy a meal plan even from people, but I've found that I just make my own every week. I use Google Spreadsheets to make mine. If you would like me to share mine with you, I would be happy to, and then you can just edit it and make it your own. I use the same thing every day, or every week I should say. I just duplicate the spreadsheet, so I can go all the way back to the very first week that I started doing this and kind of see what changes have I made. I save my recipes within there as well. I just started doing that a few weeks ago. So I can go back to recipes right within my meal plan template, which is great. Like I said, I do everything on Sundays. I meal plan, I grocery shop, and I prep my food. So pick a day of the week that works for you. Maybe if you work on the weekends, then that's not going to work for you. Pick a day that you can spend, I'll be honest, a couple hours planning your meals, searching for recipes, writing your grocery list, going grocery shopping, coming home, cutting up all your veggies, and, prepping everything. So how I do my meal planning is on Sunday, I sit down, I get my computer, I open up my calendar first, and I look to see what I have planned that week. Do I have a meeting after work? Do I have improv practice? Do I have a lunch meeting? Am I going to be home at night? First of all, is Randy going to be home at night? Because that decides whether or not I'm going to make dinner. I do cook almost every night. If I'm home, I'll cook something or we'll have leftovers. We rarely eat out. Once in a while, we do order a pizza. Once in a while, if I'm craving Chinese, I'll get it because I'm not going to deprive myself of something that I want. That's not what this is about. But I do prefer and feel better when I cook it and I know what I'm cooking. So first, I find where I'm going to be every week. Then my breakfast My snacks are the same, fairly fairly simple. I actually this is last week's template, and actually I ended up having Shakeology for breakfast every day, and then where it says breakfast, that's what I ended up having for my morning snack. So Shakeology is a great meal replacement shake. If you've never heard of it, I highly suggest it. It includes all the superfoods that you need, foods that we can't even get here in the United States. It includes all the vitamins, all the nutrients, everything that you need to, you know, fuel your body. It helps curb your hunger. It helps you lose weight. It gives you so much energy. I've replaced that instead of my coffee. I don't even drink coffee anymore. Once in a while I do, again. I'm not going to just eliminate everything. But in the morning, every morning, I have my Shakeology, and I love it. It's delicious. It tastes wonderful, and there's tons of different ways you can make it too, which is awesome. So I have that every morning. Then for breakfast, my morning snack, there's different things that I do. I'll have overnight oats. I'll have corn thins with peanut butter and banana. I'll have, what else do I have? Many times it's overnight oats because it's one of my favorites. And if you don't know about overnight oats, you need to look into it. They are the best, easiest thing ever. You make them at night, they're ready for you in the morning, and you can add fruit to them. I love to add raisins and slivered almonds. They're amazing. Love, love, love them. Then for lunch, a lot of times it's leftovers, as you can see. I usually just take a smaller portion of the dinner that I had the night before. Many times I do that now because I found that since I'm cooking clean, I know that I can bring that for lunch and it's going to be clean. So I usually have leftovers and then I'll add a veggie or a fruit with that. So for example, if I had white chicken chili on Tuesday, I actually ended up having an apple with that. Or I'll bring some roasted veggies with it. Or I love red pepper. Love, love, love it. I'll just eat it by itself as a snack. So many times I'll just bring red pepper with me. Then my afternoon snack many times is veggies with hummus. So red pepper, carrots, cauliflower, black broccoli, pretty much you name the vegetable, I'll cut it up and eat it, and I love hummus. I still buy the packaged hummus. They're already prepared, but I would like to look into making my own. But right now, I already spend so much time on what I have been doing, and it's working for me. So I don't want to add something else to my plate right now. But if you are great at making your own hummus, then I suggest making your own, because the more whole foods and real food that you prepare and you know exactly what's in it, the better off you're going to be. And then for dinner, I search many, many, many different places to look for recipes. Throughout the weeks, usually I'm pinning things on Pinterest, pinning recipes that I find. I'm sharing recipes that come up in my newsfeed on Facebook very often. Sorry if that bothers a lot of you, but it helps me to go back to my Facebook page and see what did I share this week? Is it something that I want to make this week? And then I kind of go from there. Another place I like to look is teambeachbody.com. Under Eat Smart, you can go to recipes and you can find tons of recipes, short, easy, long, hard, but they're all clean and good for you, healthy. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is my absolute favorite. It is thegraciousPantry.com. She is a great clean eating blogger. She has tons of tips. Any question you have about clean eating, you can find it on her blog. Plus, she has a huge recipe index that you can find lots and lots of recipes to incorporate into your family's meals during the week. So, for example, this last week I had rotisserie chicken that was made in the crock pot. I made chili roasted zucchini. Those are both new things. Don't be afraid to try something new. Hopefully, I know some of you have stated that your families are a little more picky. Find what works for you, okay? You will. You can find things. Trick them. Get veggies in there somehow. If you have to, shred them up and put it into a meatloaf. You can shred them up. You can shred up zucchini and put it in muffins. They won't even know. Okay, there's lots of things that you can do. This cheesy pizza pasta bake, Sounds so unclean, but I swear to God, it was clean and it was so good. Um, Randy loved it. He has been eating it for the last 4 days pretty much. But I do eat a lot of leftovers because again, like I said, I know it's clean because I made it, and so I will eat leftovers for lunch, for dinner, on nights that I am going to be out and not home to cook a meal. And then for dinner, I always have a snack at night. I love a sweet treat after dinner, so I'll be honest, I have chocolate every night. Usually dark chocolate chips. Sometimes I'll add some almonds and raisins and or cranberries to it, but I'll be honest, I do have that every night. So don't deprive yourself if that's something that you enjoy. If you can work it in and make it work for you, then do it. So after I meal plan, I make my grocery list and I do my grocery shopping. So from my plan, I look at, see what I already have in the cabinets, what I need to buy, and I make my list. So for example, here's one of my lists. Here's just an overall list that I found. That's just some, it's all clean foods, kind of the things that you want to look for when you are at the grocery store. I have found that most of what I buy is around the perimeter of the store. You'll probably notice that too. That's where all your whole, real, good food is. Everything in the aisles is usually processed and packaged, if you didn't notice. I'm sure you have before. But, not everything that I buy is in the perimeter. There are some things that I still need to get in the aisles. So, but when I am in the aisles, I am always reading labels. If an item has more than 5 ingredients, or any ingredients that you can't read, or you don't know what they are, then I suggest you don't eat it because it's not real. It's not good. It's processed. You don't know how it's made. You don't know where it's made. You don't know, it's not good for you. Bottom line. And I know we're stuck, a lot of us have been eating that forever, but I promise you, you will feel better if you eliminate that from your diet. Now, this bottom one is not my own. I found this picture, but many of these things I do have in my grocery cart almost every week. I definitely buy plain Greek yogurt every week. I love plain Greek yogurt. I used to hate it. I would not eat it. I always ate the flavored stuff. But if you look at the ingredients in the flavored stuff, it's a ton of sugar. It's a ton of, even though they say it's good for you, I'm sure it's not horrible, but you can add your own fruit to it. Add your own honey for that little bit of sugar. Add your own maple syrup for that little bit of sugar. There's things that you can do to make plain Greek yogurt taste a little better than just plain. I love it with granola, raisins, and a little bit of honey. That's my go-to when I eat plain Greek yogurt by itself. But I also use it as a substitute for sour cream, almost at least once in one of my meals every week. I also use it in my overnight oats. So I buy it every week, the big container of Chobani Greek yogurt. Boneless chicken every week. Quinoa I probably don't buy every week, but I do buy it every few weeks. It's become one of our new favorites here. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest it. Dark chocolate, like I said, I do have that treat every night. So I really do buy that. Maybe not every week, but every other week. Natural peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I eat it with those corn thins and banana often. I like it with celery. I like it on anything pretty much. So, but I probably don't eat it every week. I probably get it every other. Blueberries aren't what I buy every week, but I do buy apples and bananas every week. That's both of Randy and I's favorites. So I do get those. Almond milk is a definite. Oatmeal is a definite. Not every week. I buy the huge container, so I don't need to buy that very often, actually. But I do use it almost every week. I shouldn't say almost. I do every week. Make overnight oats. Eggs. We're not a huge fan of eggs over here, but it is a definite clean, easy go-to for many people. Egg whites with veggies, egg whites by itself, egg whites on a tortilla, egg whites on a multi-grain sandwich thin. I said before to eliminate white food, but you can still have whole grain. I'm not saying eliminate bread completely, so find what works for you. And then veggies. my cart is full of veggies. Full, full, full. I buy so many because I eat them by themselves and they're in many of my recipes that I make for dinner. Um, you'll find that lots of clean food have lots of veggies in them. So, you know, you're going to have to add them to your diet. Sorry to tell you, if you don't like veggies, find one that you like and add them to your lifestyle. I said the word diet. You know what I mean. All right. After I'm done grocery shopping, I head home and I prep my food. I cut up all my veggies, I portion them out for the week, I portion out my hummus, I portion out my almonds. I'll make some lunches. So, for example, here's some brown rice and chicken, just boiled chicken, and I can add some flavoring to it as I, bring it to work. I can add avocado, I can add, you know, any sort of sauces, seasonings, things that, I want to spice it up a little bit. This one over here is a Mexican bowl that's one of my favorites. Just brown rice, black beans, and ground turkey. And I love adding avocado and Greek yogurt to it. You could add salsa, whatever you want. That's one of my favorites. Here's my corn thins. These are multi-grain corn thins. Better than rice cakes. I found them in the organic section and they are one of my absolute favorites now. So I do corn thins with natural peanut butter and banana. Great breakfast or snack or lunch. I've eaten for any of them. It includes your complex carb and your protein with your peanut butter. Apple, almonds, carb, protein. Notice every single one of these has carb and protein. Greek yogurt is your protein, and then I've got my carbs from granola, raisins, and honey. So you see all of this prep? That's so that it's just grab and go. Because that's why people eat fast food, because it's quick and easy. Well, if you spend the time on one day a week prepping your food and getting it ready, then you're not going to want to drive through and get some fast food because you're going to want to bring your own food with you. I literally pack breakfast, lunch, and 2 snacks every single day to bring with me to work. And I just do because it's become a habit. If you try and stick with this for at least 21 days, it's going to become a habit for you too. Okay? I promise you. Start simple, start small. You're not going to be eating clean 100% on day 1, but try the meal prepping, the grocery shopping, or the meal planning, the grocery shopping, the food prepping this week. And I promise you it will be so much easier. If you have any questions, you need anything from me, never hesitate to ask. You can message me if you don't want to comment here, but I promise you, I'm here to help you, and you can do this. Have a great Saturday.